The room was dark and cold. Mr. Henry sat on the floor, his hands tied behind his back. His heart raced as the kidnappers shouted about the ransom money. He had been taken from his home 3 days ago, and now his family was about to pay a huge amount of money to set him free. When the leader of the kidnappers came in, holding a phone, Mr. Henry looked up and said, "Please, I have one request." The leader frowned. "What is it?" "From the ransom, please let me have 150,000. Mr. Henry begged. "Why?" the man asked, clearly surprised. Mr. Henry explained, "I promised my friend, David, that I would give him 150,000 from my pension money. He's been a good friend, and I don't want to break my promise." The kidnappers exchanged looks. Then the leader asked, "David? Who is David?" When Mr. Henry described his friend, the leader's face darkened. He stepped outside and made a call. A few hours later, David arrived. He looked excited, not scared. The kidnappers handed him 150,000 and said, "Your friend, Mr. Henry, begged us to give you this. He said it was a promise." David laughed loudly. "So, the old fool is still soft-hearted. I knew he'd keep that promise," he said. Then he turned serious. "Now, where's my own share of the rest of the ransom?" At that moment, Mr. Henry was brought into the room. He stared at David, shocked. "David, you knew about this?" David shrugged. "Yes, I told them you were getting your pension money." Mr. Henry's heart broke. His friend, the one he trusted so much, had betrayed him. The kidnappers handed David a gun and said, "If you want the rest of the money, you have to kill him." David hesitated for a moment, but then pointed the gun at Mr. Henry. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, one of the kidnappers shot David in the leg. The gun fell to the floor. "You snake!" the leader shouted at David. "You were ready to kill the man who called you his friend." The kidnappers turned to Mr. Henry and gave him all the ransom money. "Go home," the leader said. "Enjoy your pension, but learn this: not everyone you call a friend is truly your friend." Mr. Henry walked away with tears in his eyes, his heart heavy with sadness but also relief. The moral of the story is be careful who you trust. Not everyone who smiles at you is your true friend. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel